Hello everyone and welcome to the public information meeting presentation for the Land Use Bylaw Map Amendment application or rezoning application for 6746 and 6754 Highway 1 in Coldbrook. There are three separate parcels of land which make up the subject site as it is, with their property identification numbers being 55154025, 55154017 and 55450963. My name is Perry Bowman and I am the planner assigned to this application, and the applicant for this application is Greg Spinney. So the purpose of this meeting is to inform the public of the application, to explain the planning policies that enable this application to occur, and to receive preliminary feedback on the application. Please note, no opinions have been formed on this application and no decisions have been made. So the proposal is to amend the land use bylaw map to rezone the subject property from the residential 1 and 2 unit R2 zone to the residential multi-unit R4 zone. And this would permit, if successful, the development of 3 8-unit dwellings. This is a map of the municipality of the County of Kings, with the red circle indicating the approximate location of the subject site within the community of Coldbrook. This is an aerial image of the subject site as a whole, outlined in red, noting that it is again made up of 3 separate parcels of land. The subject site is located on the southern side of Highway 1 and the eastern side of Mountain View Road. All 3 parcels have a total area of 1.8 acres, and the site is serviced by municipal sewer and individual well water. So this is a zoning map for the subject site. As we can see, the subject site and the surrounding land are all located in the residential 1 and 2 unit R2 zone. The R2 zone allows 2-unit dwellings, 1-unit dwellings and group dwellings as of right on the land. This is a future land use designation map. So it identifies the subject sites and the surrounding land as being in the residential designation. So the residential designation identifies what the land can be used for, and if changes are proposed to be made, what those changes can be. So the Municipal Planning Strategy Policy 3.1.3 states that all residential zones are permitted within the residential designation, meaning the municipal planning strategy does not prohibit the rezoning of the land from the residential 1 and 2 unit R2 zone to the residential multi-unit R4 zone if all other policy components are met. This is a hypothetical map showing what the rezoning would look like if it was approved in its current form. So this is a photo of the site looking west along Highway 1 from the eastern boundary of 6754 Highway 1. This is a photo of looking at the dwelling located on 6754 Highway 1, noting the timber retaining wall on the left-hand side of the screen. So this is a photo looking east along Highway 1 from the corner of Mountain View Road and Highway 1. The yellow arrow indicates the location of the timber retaining wall seen in the last image. So this is looking east at the dwelling located on 6746 Highway 1. So in regard to the enabling policy, Municipal Planning Strategy Policy 5.3.3 states that Council shall consider amendments to any one of the zoning maps of the land use bylaw, provided the application is for a specific development. And in this case, we've been advised by the applicant that intent or specific development is to develop multi-unit dwellings. And point A is to rezone land to another zone enabled within the same designation. So as we saw before, the residential 1 and 2 unit zone and the residential multi-unit zone are both located under the umbrella of the residential designation. So in terms of municipal policy, we have policy 5.3.5, which states that council shall consider in relation to all applications to rezone land, point A, the applicable zone placement policy, point B, the impact of both the specific development proposal and of other possible uses permitted in the proposed zone, and point C, the general criteria for amending the land use bylaw set out in section 5.3 development agreements and amending the land use bylaw. So in regards to the zone placement policy, municipal planning strategy policy 3.1.2 sets this out. So for the residential multi-unit zone, lands located in this zone are intended for the development of housing in higher density building types in strategic locations such as near main transportation corridors and near employment and commercial areas. This zone is intended to include residential units at a higher density in a variety of building types. In respect to the general criteria, Municipal Planning Strategy Policy 5.3.7 sets this out. So, the policy asks us to consider the intent of the municipal planning strategy. Does the proposal conflict with any municipal or provincial programs, bylaws, or regulations? Is there any financial impact on the municipality? Are there any land use compatibility issues? Are there adequate schools, recreation, and community facilities in proximity to the site? Will there be the creation of any traffic hazards or congestion? Are there adequate fire protection services and equipment available? Are there adequate sewer and water service connections? Is there potential for flooding or serious drainage problems? Will there be any negative impact on neighbouring farming operations? And is the site suitable? So this is the land use bylaw map amendment process. We've received a completed application and we're currently at the public information meeting phase. After this, there will be a staff review where the application will be referred to any external authorities for comment, and then we proceed through to making a recommendation to the Planning Advisory Committee. So the Planning Advisory Committee will vote on whether to proceed with the application through to first reading and public hearing, whether to refuse the application, or whether to request additional information. So prior to the public hearing, neighbouring properties within 500 feet will be notified again via mail, and a letter will be posted in the local newspaper. After the public hearing is second reading, where the Municipal Council will vote on whether to approve the application or whether to refuse it. Following this, there is a 14-day appeal period where the public can appeal the decision of Council if they wish to. So if anyone has any comments or questions, please feel free to get in touch with me on 902-690-6150 or pbowman@countyofkings.ca. Thank you.